Now today we're gonna do a video that we don't do very often on this channel, and this is to do a review of a watch and a brand. So there's no way you're gonna start in the watch game without at some point going to Seiko, and most likely at the very early stages of watch collecting. Seiko, of course, is a legend in the industry and the biggest brand anywhere else outside of Switzerland. There's many beautiful German brands, but they don't come close to the size and in many cases the importance and innovation of Seiko. Now, and this is where I'm having difficulties, because I know all this story, and this is the story that we all hear watching YouTube videos, and I have my own experience with a Seiko that I used to have, the Skx009. I had that watch for about a year. I managed to sell it for the same amount of money that I bought it a year later as a used watch. If I kept it, I would now sell it for about 3 times that price. I bought it for $165 back then, and I sold it for $165 a year later. So at the very minimum, you can say I got my money back, so that was a good deal. That being said, there's some things that I didn't like on that watch. First of all, it was the strap. It came with a rubber strap that I immediately changed for a NATO. I absolutely loved the design. I remember loving that watch. Looking at it on my wrist, I want to say it was probably the only three-hander watch that, with just a date complication, that I didn't get tired of immediately. I wore it for a year and I was happy. I only sold it because I needed the funds. It was the early years when I was here. It was the first year that I was here in the US. So that's the only reason why I sold it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful watch. That being said, I remember the bezel action. It was very rubbery. I remember it wouldn't hack. The power reserve was not great. And seeing the videos of what kind of movement it had, I knew it wasn't decorated at all. It was just a basic movement that if I had to service at some point, I probably wouldn't. And I wouldn't because it would probably cost me, not probably, it would cost me more than the price I paid to buy it. That's one. Fast forward all these years later, I have a first cousin that will also be visiting me next month, and he asked me to find him a watch, and he wanted a dressy watch, and he had a limited budget. It was no more than $400, and for that kind of money, yes, you can go Swiss. In some cases, you can go even to some Hamiltons, very basics though. And we're talking older Hamiltons, not anything sought after. I mean, dress watches are not sought after these days anyway, which I disagree with. I really like them. But that being said, we looked into multiple Swiss. He insisted to get Swiss. He looked in Mito. He looked in Hamilton, Tissot. But I insisted that he would that he would go the Seiko route. When I first told him, he disagreed because he insisted on Swiss, see name branding, and he eventually agreed to get the Seiko Presage. And this specific reference, I have it here. This is the SARY, it's the SARY132. So this is a gold-plated, rose gold-plated watch, I guess PVD, not even gold-plated, with a steel case back. A very decent movement. I believe this is like 50 hours power reserve. I didn't even check, to be honest. I checked when I advised him to get it. 29 jewels. Hacking, date, power reserve. So it has a couple of complications here. Beautiful applied indices. The dial is where the money is on this watch, if you ask me. I always loved these Presages. but I think this specific color, this ivory gold, it's like satin color, it's just beautiful. It plays with the light incredibly well, and because everything is applied, like the indices and the ring that with the date, I also it has 4 hands because it has the power reserve indicator. I find it very, very tastefully done. The crown is beautiful. It's big. You can grab it easily because it's tilted towards the inside, so it's like an upside down triangle here. So it's very easy to grab. It's signed with an S, the Seiko S. So beautiful watch. Now this is where I will stop saying positive things, and this is probably where I'm gonna get some hate from the Seiko fanboys. Let's start with the movement itself. It's made in Japan. It's a good movement, but it's very rough looking. It's very basic. Fine, you can say for that kind of money. Keep in mind that we bought this watch for he bought it for $350. Retail price is $600. So I mean, you can't ask for anything at this price point for sure. Well, of course, we have hard legs by Seiko and the crystal. The back is just mineral, and I can tell you it's mineral because this is a brand new watch. It still has the tags. It has plastics. Obviously, this plastic around the watch was removed, so it wasn't in the package. So it was rubbing against the packaging itself. The packaging itself was broken a little bit, so it created some micro scratches that I didn't see before I started shooting on this video. So while I was looking at it through the phone and I was getting some close with a nice light, I could see the micro scratches there, which is very disappointing on a brand new watch. Now, that's what about the crystals. The movement itself, as I said, this is a push-pull crown, and once you I actually like how battery smooth the charging the watch is, and it charges relatively quickly. I can see here the indicator moving fast, but the noise it makes is not actually bad. I'll be honest. I mean, it's better than my Hamilton. Okay, well, I guess that's not a negative. Well, this okay, this right here, the strap is very disappointing. It feels very plastic. It says calf here, and it's printed in an alligator pattern. If this was my watch, the first thing I would do would be to replace this, because this cheapens the watch in my opinion. I love the color. It matches the watch perfectly. It's just that when you feel it in hand and when you see the edges here just painted very poorly, you can see the seam between the strap itself. It's kind of disappointing. The clasp I'm not opening because I don't want to open it. I tried to pull it gently, it wouldn't come off, so I'm gonna let my cousin do that since he's the one that's the owner of this watch. And if you notice, that one of the first thing I saw was that it really came like this. And if you see the Seiko, so this is up. This strap, this part of the strap was supposed to be south, so on the 6-hour mark, and this supposed to be on the 12-hour mark. So I'm not sure if Seiko installed this or the shop or who knows. It wouldn't surprise me knowing what I know about Seiko after watching many videos and seeing all the alignment issues and all these kind of issues that Seiko has every now and then. It wouldn't surprise me to say that Seiko sent it out like this. Now, this being a made in Japan watch, it makes it hard to believe. So maybe the dealer replace this at some point and or install them wrongly for whatever reason. But it doesn't look like it was ever replaced. It doesn't look like it was ever moved. There's no scratches at all in the back around the lugs, so it's hard to believe that it was changed. So there's a good chance that Seiko just sent this out like this. Yeah, that's really bad. So beautiful watch, but would I put my money into it? If I had that budget and I knew that I wasn't planning to spend anything more, save to spend anything more, then yes, I would. Knowing what I know, owning what I own, would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy it. Period. And I wouldn't buy, honestly, anything that's gold plated. So that's not this watch's fault, is that I wouldn't buy anything that's gold plated. I hate the idea of spending this kind of money. I mean, it's only $300, $350, but $350 for a watch that I might hit on a wall, and now I have a scratch that's silver looking because this is gonna flake immediately. That would be bad. That would be really bad. And with the years, it's prone to happen anyway. I mean, I can imagine this watch in 5-10 years, it will probably have that issue. Hopefully not, but I mean, I wouldn't risk it. And if I ever buy a gold looking watch, I want it to be gold, and at least gold wrapped, like the way Tudors are, at the very worst. So that's my opinion. Also, it's very thick, and for a dressy watch, and especially a relatively simple, I mean, it has, yes, I mean, the date and the power reserve, but this is thick, guys. This is thick. This is at least 15 millimeters here, maybe 16. It's thick with a crystal, I mean. So yeah. Let me know what you think. What do you think about Seiko in general? Do you think they stand up to their names, especially when you account for all the price increase the past couple of years? Because you could justify some of these mistakes early on. When I bought my Seiko SKX, it was $165, and a similar priced watch today, a similar looking watch, is priced today, market price, $400. So is it a $400 watch, a watch that you forgive when it comes to silly things like that? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one. Ciao.